Alright, hello and welcome to the review of a final Slayer in KurtzPel, and I decided to end the Slayer reviews on Diabolic Witch, which is the Mage Karma. This karma revolves around staying at range and dealing massive amounts of damage. It's not very mobile, and it's really unique because of its immense mana pool and its rather inefficient mana usage actually, because most of their skills cost a shit ton of mana, but they're also really powerful. So you might say it's inefficient, but it balances itself out. As for the starting skills, you start off with your unique armor crystal meteor, which is basically a nuke. Then you're gonna have Fireball, Blizzard, and Mana Ray. These are gonna be the skills you're gonna be picking up the karma with. And from Marianne Vender, the fox-eared wizard with really big tits. All the females in this, no, not all of them. Most of the females in this game have big tits, but that's beyond the point. So from your chaser NPC, you're gonna be getting Black Hole, Lightning, and Ice Wall. Now I haven't played this karma a whole lot, and also the unique armor crystal Demonic Awakening. As I was saying, I haven't played this karma a whole lot, but from what I have played it, it's really fun to use. It's unique, definitely. It's unique, especially because of the fact that this karma solely benefits from being at range. Like, there's no melee benefit. With the other range karma, like Dance of Wind, you might want to get up close to stun them, or to stagger them. This can do that at range. It obviously boasts much higher risk, much higher reward than Dance of Wind. And you also kinda have to watch out for literally any enemy because they are gonna one-shot you. Especially Dual Souls. Dual Souls is really annoying to fight this karma. What I've seen, especially because I main Dual Souls, I really like fighting mages as Dual Souls. I can one-shot them. But that can be easily mitigated by running a breaker for protection. My personal breaker of choice with Diabolic, which is the Sword Talia, because of its really high melee range, obscene amount of stuns, leaps, and just general purpose utility. Also, I can't play Fists for shit, so yeah, the review on Fists is gonna be fun to do. Fuck that. Anyhow, this is gonna do it for the general introduction. Now let's get into the skill clips. Fireball, you go into a cast, and after said cast is complete, you launch your fireball at the opponent, dealing massive damage and knocking them backwards. With Blizzard, you select the target area, hold left click, this consumes your mana, and in the target area it rains chunks of ice that slow your opponent. With Mana Ray, you become stationary and you blast your opponent with a ray of mana, obviously. Now your first unique armor crystal meteor basically allows you to select the target area and you drop a fucking grain of meteors on the target area. Kinda like that. Killing everything. Black Hole allows you to target a selected area and create a black hole that pulls enemies in. After a certain amount of time, the pull ends and it deals damage, knocking back your enemy and staggering them. Lightning allows you to drop lightning at your opponent multiple times, stunning them and dealing damage. Ice Wall allows you to basically prop up a wall of ice. You can also misposition opponents with it by sending them up on the ice wall. Your second unique armor crystal as Diabolic Witch is named Demonic Awakening, and basically what it does, it resets your cooldowns, refreshes your mana, increases your cast rate, and increases your mana efficiency. So basically, when you cast it, it looks like this. You're going to be covered in a purple aura, and you're going to be casting quicker. You're going to be using less mana, you're going to be dealing more damage, and you're going to instantly get all your skills back and all your mana back. See, fireballs are casting quicker as well. So yeah, there's not much to be said with this one. It has really good usage. Also, as you level it, the duration will increase. Mine doesn't last as long because I haven't used it. As I said, there's a really wide plethora of uses, but I haven't seen many other people use it, or any people actually use it, because Meteor is just so good and so dominant. Alright, now that we've seen and explained what the individual skills of the Diabolical Witch do, let's get into some builds. Build number 1 over here is a one-shot build. This build revolves around either outright one-shotting somebody, or hitting them for at least half their health from a reasonably safe distance. And for those purposes we have Black Hole, which the build revolves around. I've only ran this build a few times, and it's rather difficult to actually pull off, especially because you're in range, but it does boast really big rewards. So Black Hole, you catch them with Black Hole, because this has the pull effect. You drop lightning on them, and if in case you fail, you ice wall yourself, or you just ice wall in case you fail. And if you don't fail, you basically don't need ice wall. This is here just for safety, and it's here because ice wall is really useful in Conquest. Like, it's useful in 2 of the 3 PvP game modes. It's useful in Conquest because in 2-point Conquest there's only one way to get the point fast enough for you to interrupt the cap, and if you block that one way with ice wall, you're basically guaranteeing yourself a cap, and you have enough time to switch to your breaker and CC them to bow hell. And in Capture the Flag, ice wall is really good because somebody's coming, you or your ally are capturing the flag. You can ice wall. Well, you can't capture a flag and ice wall if it's only you, but if your ally's capturing the flag and somebody's charging you, you can just ice wall, and you basically guarantee a flag at that point. So ice wall is here to fucking stay, because ice wall is fucking godlike. In deathmatch it's not that useful, but it can be useful. For example, you're really low HP, you're healing, or your ally is healing rather, and you drop ice wall from somebody to protect them, or you're really low HP and you want to heal, you drop ice wall and then you start healing. Of course the enemies can go around your ice wall, but that's going to give you time to run away in case you don't have time for healing, and it's just an all-around useful skill. This is the first build. Also, as the unique armor crystal, we're running Meteor here. Meteor is really fucking good. This allows you to turn unlikely situations to likely situations. For example, 2 people are charging at you. You're like 2 HP. You just stop time, drop Meteor, and you've killed both of them. Or at least put them in kill range so your ally can come and clean up if your ally isn't good at the game. So Meteor is here to fucking stay. Meteor is gonna be in both builds, spoiler alert. So yeah, this is the first build. It's basically a one-shot build, high risk, high reward. And yeah, that's the first build. Okay, now that we've seen the one-shot build, this is what the second build looks like, and as you can see, this is a much safer playstyle already. Again, we're running Ice Wall, for previously explained reasons. Ice Wall is fucking amazing, honestly. Meteor again, for the same reasons, and more actually. Because in this build, Meteor just helps you be even safer. And here we're running Blizzard. Blizzard might not deal a ton of burst damage per se, but Blizzard deals a shit ton of damage total. Like, if you trap somebody in Blizzard and they stay long enough for you to execute even half of your Blizzard, you're gonna be dealing a crap ton of damage to them. We're running Mana Ray. Mana Ray allows you to deal damage from an obscene range, and if you're good with it, you can basically trace somebody with Mana Ray and deal 3/4 of their health and damage if you're good enough with it. This build really benefits from staying at range, staying at a safe distance, and just blasting your opponents. Also, something that I didn't mention in the first build is that this karma is shit without its cooldowns. If you don't have skills, you're useless. Period. It doesn't matter what build you're running, if you don't have any of your cooldowns, you're useless. Also, I haven't touched on passive skills. Again, you want to use this. I haven't even leveled it yet. Shit. Whatever. I played only a bit. But the other passive skills are pretty fucking useless as well. Like, if you're not running this and they're running this, again, you're at a disadvantage, so yeah. Also, with both builds, you want to run a breaker for protection. Like, especially with this build, if your all of your skills are on cooldown, switch to a breaker. It's gonna be so much help, because you're gonna be useless without these. And the Breaker, even without skills, their their basic attacks are way better than yours. Unless you have an ally that's already frontlining, then you can stay and you can try to maybe fireball somebody and crap like that, or flame wheel, or lightning. But that's dumb. Right, let's get into the combo. Alright, now let's get into some combos of the Diabolic Witch. First of all, your basic attack combo, click, click, click. 2 fireballs, ending with a big one. Then if you do click, click, wait a bit, and then hold, you're gonna do more fireballs, ending with a bigger fireball. So you're rewarded. You can also do this in the air, if you... No, not like that. If you jump, click, click, and time it with your fall. Basically the same combo, you're just in the air and it's easier to execute because you can time your hold combo with your fall, which in my opinion is easier to time. Now, also the unique part about this, you don't have a charge attack. Instead you have an exchange, you exchange stamina for mana, and your charge attack you need to hold both right click and left click, and then you charge a fireball. So you need to hold 2 keys for your charge attack. Then we've also got click, click, right click, space click, which is your launch and chain attack, which basically snares your opponent and deals damage constantly for a set duration. W click space, which does that. That's basically a retaliation attack, and it's really useful for getting out of sticky situations. Now let's get into some more hard hitting combos. First of all, right click, left click, with A or D will launch 3 lanes of lightning dealing damage. So, right click, left click, A or D. You basically have to double tap the key. You launch 3 lanes of lightning dealing damage. If you do right click, left click, W, you'll dash forward and you will create a ring of ice around you. And the final and the most useful one, right click, left click, double tap S, or quadruple tap if you're me, you will launch a flaming wheel, dealing massive damage and dealing massive damage and releasing a scorched land, or scorching the land and dealing damage afterwards as well. Now we also got your shift is really unique because you basically blink through a portal, which is really cool. You can also do this as your shift attack if you're close enough, but honestly you should never aim to be this close to your opponent. Like, you should never be in their face. That's only if they come to you. Now we also got, again, this one. There was another type of space attack. And into some skill combos you've got Black Hole. I hate it. Black Hole Ice Wall. I don't practice enough with it. That's a really nice combo. You've got Ice Wall Lightning, which basically sets them up for your lightning because you knock them up and they basically lose where they are. They lose momentum. That's a really nice way of using Ice Wall offensively. And that's kind of about it for your combos actually. You don't have many basic attack combos. Most important one is this one, which is Flame Wheel. You can also chain Flame Wheel if you're good enough. And since Flame Wheel staggers, you might as well launch 2 of them one after the other. If you're close enough to your opponent. And you can also combo it like this one, if you really are that close. If you're not that close, you might as well use the lightning one, which is A or D. This one. Also keep in mind that these don't use mana, these use stamina. So if you're on mana or on cooldowns, you're gonna have to use these. But don't overuse your stamina, that's probably my biggest tip. And now let's get into my final thoughts. Alright, now that we've discussed skills in detail, we've discussed combos, we've discussed everything, let's get to my final thoughts. What are my thoughts, my personal opinions, if I'm allowed to have those, on the Diabolic Witch? In my opinion, this karma is really fun. It has in-depth gameplay and it deals a shit ton of damage. It's obviously ruined by Bow and Dual Souls and by any other karma actually. But if you can learn it and play well, you're gonna have a shit ton of fun with it, and you're gonna be winning. Because you can dominate if you're a good witch player. You can deal so much damage to the enemy team. Also, a few tips: as your sub-karma crystals, if you unlock all your slots, instead of upgrading performance, you want to run probably decrease cooldown in my opinion, because they're useless starter skills. As for equipment, anything will do. Minute upgrades to mana will probably be your most effective choices, not that it actually matters. But those fox ears, they look cute even on a guy. Might be a trap, who knows? So yeah, this is pretty much all I have to say. Really fun karma, highly recommend it. Competitive in PvP especially. If you pair it up with a good breaker, which both breakers are currently godlike because of how much CC they can offer. So yeah, solid karma. I'll see you in the next one.